Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. Happy Friday. I know we just saw each other a couple hours ago for the outbreak of listeria on sliced deli meats. Well, now that has had national headlines, we have other things that are popping up here that we need to discuss. So, I'm going to get right into it here. I know this video is going to probably come out a little late. Thank you for joining me. Again, not putting this information out here to scare you. I'm putting this information out here to make everyone aware, at least of what's going on. These things, we don't hear about a lot of these things on the news until it's already gotten so big that you could potentially have some of these recalled items in your fridge, like cucumbers. Okay, and that's what we're going to go over next. We already know, we talked about the cucumber. If you're new to the channel, welcome. You know, we cover a lot of different things on this channel, news, different things in stores and stuff, and prices, just a lot of stuff. Come on in, join us for another, still working on the same coffee. That's how fresh this news is. Coffee Ranch with Dano here. So, more vegetables have been added to the listeria outbreak by Weir's Farms. Okay, now they say that they have put this out in as a cautionary thing. Okay, but this was days ago. This was like a week ago that you were talking about at Walmart. So they're putting this out here in abundance of caution. My opinion or my thoughts are it's probably not good. So we're going to read this together. This is from Good Morning America's website. They really got it broke down a little better than USA Today did. Vegetables, herbs sold at Walmart, Aldi, and Kroger. That's another thing. It has expanded. This recall on cucumbers has expanded to Aldi and Kroger. Okay, it was just Walmart. But now there are several states affected, as to where there were only 3 states affected, which we talked about a few days ago. They go on to say here, let's see, staple summer vegetables, cucumbers, green bell peppers, parsley have been voluntarily recalled due to possible listeria contamination. But they go on here, details about Walmart and Aldi vegetable recall. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the USDA, announced this week that Ohio-based Weir's Farm Incorporated has expanded its earlier recall to now include additional produce that may be contaminated with listeria. In cooperation with the Ohio Department of Agriculture, Weir's Farm Incorporated said that the FDA recall that its investigation into these vegetables came after reports by the Michigan Department of Agriculture. This expansion is in response to that investigation. Products involved in this expanded recall were packed between July 5th and July 12th, 2024, and Weir's Farm Incorporated is committed to implementing all measures necessary to fully resolve this situation. I would hope so. There's going to be some other farms incorporated that sells their products to Aldi, Kroger, and Walmart, right? So we got to make sure that we're ahead of the game. I mean, I'm glad they're coming out and saying all this, and maybe, these things can happen, but the listeria outbreak is becoming a serious thing. We're finding it in the boar's head meats, as we talked about earlier. Over 200,000 pounds affected. And maybe more than that. Because, with it being, in different slicers and different mixing around, you may have to you may want to check some of the other meats too. Just throwing that out there. Okay, but this is about vegetables. As time of publication, the agency said that there has been no illnesses or consumer complaints reported. Walmart listed the produce recall on its website, which they have a link here, with a link that directs customers to the announcement from Weir's Farm and the FDA. In tandem with the original recall, Aldi issued its own recall notice for customers on Monday, alerting shoppers in Kentucky, New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia who may have purchased Freshshire Farms jalapenos, green peppers, and green beans. Quote, Aldi puts the safety and integrity of the products it sells first. If customers have products affected by the recall, they are advised to discard it or immediately return it to the local store for a full refund. Get your refund, the company had stated. Quote, Aldi sincerely regrets the inconvenience and concern caused as a result of this recall. Okay, now here's the recalled vegetable product information, and I gotta say, it is quite a lengthy list. Okay, it's a lot. I'm gonna go over each one of them here, but we're not gonna do our normal details. There's just so many of them. Okay, so Anaheim peppers, cilantro that were sold in bunches, Cubano peppers, whole cucumbers, green beans, green bell pepper, habanero peppers, Hungarian wax peppers, jalapeno peppers, mixed vegetable box, and it says shipped to Cleveland and Youngstown, Ohio food banks only, which was the mixed vegetable box, and that was shipped to Cleveland and Youngstown and Ohio food banks only. Mustard greens sold in bunches, pickling cucumbers, plain parsley sold in bunches, poblano peppers, serrano peppers, and tomatillos. Okay, now here's... Okay, and then it breaks down like which ones were sold where. There's different UPC codes. You can check the FDA website for this. You can check the USDA website for this. We can't go over all of them, as I'm just putting this information out here as a quick breaking news with Dano event here. We're going to talk here for a minute. But I just wanted to throw this out here, guys. It's just one thing after another. And I will go over it says where recalled vegetables were sold. It said, according to the FDA, the affected produce was sold on select Walmart stores in 15 states. Those are Connecticut, Delaware, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Virginia, and West Virginia. Produce impacted by the same voluntary recall was also sold at Aldi stores in 5 of those same states: Kentucky, New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia. Hey. And then they go on, all of these different recalls give like explanations of what listeria is and how it's, it affects a certain amount of people. It can affect anybody. Okay, it can affect anybody. Yes, of course, it's going to affect people who are older or children or pregnant women. It's going to affect that group more, right? But it can affect everyone. It really can. Some people may just get a little ill from it, but the fact of the matter is that we are finding listeria in a lot of products. A lot. And we need to pay attention. We need to make sure that we're checking on these things, whether you think it's a big thing or whether you think it's nothing or whether you think this is real news or whether you think it's fake news. We still need to make sure that we're paying attention. I know we get some comments, I hear you on some of this stuff. Like some people were saying they're still going to buy boar's head and stuff like that. Well, not all of it was affected that we went over. And somebody said they're still going to buy turkey. Well, apparently turkey, it wasn't affected in what we talked about. Okay, now is that going to carry over to some things? I don't know. That's why I put this out here. We're not going to be buying any sliced deli meats for a while. It doesn't matter what it is. And that's just out of abundance of caution until some of this blows over. But these recalls keep mounting. I thought last year was bad. This year is a living nightmare. I mean, it really is. It's just salmonella was the big story, affecting a lot of products that salmonella should not be affected by products that are cooked out of a lot of things. Sure, some things like cantaloupe, and cantaloupe was months and months ago, but let's remember that lasted for months and months. So, I don't know. And the cantaloupe thing affected the entire country and beyond. So, I have no reason to believe that this won't too. Not saying it will, but I'm going to treat it like it does nonetheless, because if I treat it like it does, then I know at least whether this is all 100% legit or not, we're going to be safe with it, and that's just the way it is. And take things for what you will, guys. I am just the messenger here. I just want to get this news out to you. You can take it how you want. Okay, but this is expanded from Walmart, which was the original thing of cucumbers, right? Just cucumbers. And now it is expanded into several other vegetables. And, we need to just know at least what it is. And if you are, and obviously, I know a lot of people out there are going to buy them anyway. Just make sure you wash your vegetables. Make sure you maybe soak them in a different vegetable cleaner. I know some people soak them in like vinegar and stuff like that. Maybe do everything you can to just clean your I wash all my vegetables anyway and fruits, so I it helps at least with my psyche a little bit with all that. But I don't know, guys. Too many places are reporting on this. I just saw on the news. It kind of gave me the motivation to come back in here and talk about the expanded recall on the vegetables here, because it is all over the news now about the 200,000 pounds of recalled boar's head. So, and that's due to listeria too. It's listeria thing's getting out of control, and we need to oppose inspectors to the highest level, and we need to start checking everything, because whether it is done by accident or not, it's something we definitely have to pay attention to it, because it's getting out of hand, out of control. And, we don't want this going into everything. So, anyway, guys, like I said, just some messengers putting the news out here for you guys. Thank you so much. If you liked today's news break, make sure you let us know down in the comments. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know your thoughts about all this, about everything that's going on. It doesn't have to just be this particular news break here. Any thoughts you have, let us know what you think, and, any possible solutions on how we move toward the future. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.